Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Today, we are discussing a movie in which a group of old friends get together for a girls' night on New Year's Eve. But as they begin to relive old memories, many of the troubles that existed in them are revealed in deadly ways. Check the title of the movie in the description. At the movie's beginning, it is seen that a girl jumps out of the window and commits suicide due to someone's harassment. After a few years, Jessie Hall invited a successful and influential girl named Danielle Williams to her popular TV show. She is very skilled in making herbal cocktails. Because of this, she is now one of the most beloved influencers in America. She intends to have her own TV show in the new year. In addition to this skill, she tries to boost the self-confidence of the favored girls by asking them to repeat these sentences. I control my destiny and everything I own and lose. Cara is one of her fans, along with Alexis, who is now a babysitter watching the show. Cara asks her to talk about her past when Alexis was one of Danielle's best friends years ago, performing a school play together. She asks her why she gave up acting and thinks that the scar on her face is the reason for this. This talk bothers her. She remembers Danielle's talk about her TV show in the new year, which confused her. Alexis arrives at an old house that her parents plan to sell soon. It looks like it is now abandoned, and no one lives there. After connecting the fuse, she takes the drinks from the warehouse. It seems that this house is one of the most special and memorable places where she spent time with her friends many years ago.
Hello?
While taking a shower, she looks at Danielle's photos and her comments on Instagram, and there seems to be a slight feeling of jealousy in her. Kayla and Chloe are coming to Alexis's invitation on a rainy night. Chloe is fascinated by a boot and wishes that she could wear it. Then, in the meantime, the car breaks down, and it cannot move, so they are forced to walk the rest of the way. After a while, Alexis opens the door, and Kayla is surprised that after all these years, they are reunited, but Chloe admits that a bad memory from there still haunts her. Alexis says they look happy together again, and then she informs them that she has also invited Danielle to join them. However, she says Danielle is famous now and may not have time for such things. Instead, Chloe is optimistic that she will come tonight. She informs them that Danielle has become so famous that she is in a relationship with Leo DiCaprio and will even have her own TV show in the new year. A memory from the past resurfaces in Alexis's mind. After blowing the balloons while talking about her salary of more than $200,000, the doorbell rang, and Chloe went to open the door. Kayla and Alexis confirm by pointing at each other that they are ready for something. Danielle joins them and is surprised that, finally after many years, they will be together on the last night of the year. After some greetings with her friends, she gives them some makeup packages, all of which are herbal. She asks them to take selfies together because she plans to share the photos with her fans on Instagram, and it is clear from Alexis's face that she is faking a smile. After that, while making dinner, Danielle asks Kayla not to use cream in the food because she has been on a DF diet for 4 years. She explained that at that time, when one of her workers had a skin disease, she had found out, with a little research, how harmful dairy products can be to health. Alexis sarcastically confirms it, and Danielle also believes that reaching her current position is due to her hard work and efforts. She begins to praise herself until her words confuse Alexis and cause her to cut off her finger with a knife. She goes to the bathroom to take care of her wound, and after that, while looking at the mirror with grudge and anger, she suddenly punches the mirror with her fist and the mirror breaks. At dinner time, Danielle suggests that before they start eating, they share what they have achieved this year to be reminded of what they can do. All three accept, and Kayla admits as the first person that she was taking care of a kid who had autism and a lot of sensory problems. Now that she has contributed so much to the progress and improvement of him, she somehow knows this achievement for herself. Afterwards, Chloe jokingly admits that her mother is sick and that she's still unemployed and doesn't have a boyfriend yet, so she considers it an achievement that she didn't kill herself. Kayla and Alexis are laughing, but Danielle seems a little upset about her pranks. She tells her that she knows she's suffering and tells her to be there for her whenever she needs her. After Chloe, Alexis admits that she hasn't achieved anything not only last year but for several years, and her honesty makes Danielle admire her. After that, they drink together while it's past 9 o'clock. After having dinner, they talk to each other in the steam room and reminisce about their past memories, and in the meantime, it becomes clear that Alexis had a boyfriend named Noah, and loved him very much. Then, while playing cards, Kayla reveals that she is in a relationship with a girl named Frankie, and they even decide to live together. She explains that she met her in high school, but at that time, she could not express her interest in her. Then, she wanted to talk about her goals, but Danielle suddenly interrupted her. She plans to share their goals with her fans, and when she starts recording, Kayla starts talking. A few seconds later, Danielle interrupts her again and asks her not to talk about politics because she thinks it might lead people astray. Hence, she advises that it's better to only talk about her lovers' relationships. After Kayla and Chloe talk, Danielle asks Alexis to talk about her goals in the future. Still, she refuses, and her continued insistence makes Alexis angry, and she throws her phone away.
Get that fucking camera out of my face, Danielle!
Danielle is shocked, and at this moment, the electricity in the house is cut off due to lightning. Alexis goes to check the fuse box, and after that, Danielle takes her phone and says that she thought she would break it by hitting the window and losing it, and she admits that she is still shaking with fear. Chloe says that Alexis' parents sealed and tightened the house after that incident. Danielle seems to be imagining that unfortunate event in her mind. Alexis turns on the fuse, and Danielle appears scarily. They both get scared. Then, she apologizes for what happened, tells her she is the best friend they spent time with, and tries to comfort Alexis.
I'm so proud of who you've become. I admire you so much.
Let's just fucking party.
Then they go upstairs and Danielle takes their phones and says, "Let's celebrate." Then she plays music from high school and asks them to dance together again to remember that time. During the dance, after a few seconds, Alexis' behavior suddenly changes and looks strange, as if she is suffering from something. A little later, they play Never Have I Ever together. During the game, Chloe shares her threesome experience with them for fun, and after that, it turns out that Alexis once peed in her pants at a high school dance. When it's Chloe's turn, she says, "Never have I ever slept with a celebrity." Then, while everyone is looking at Danielle, she takes the glass of liquor and drinks it. Chloe insists that she reveal the identity of the person she slept with. Danielle is forced by Alexis's insistence to say that she was with a rich man who took her to an island on his private plane, and they were together there for a week. Little by little, Alexis' behavior changes to the point where she angrily claims that the man who took her to the island left her after a week of being together, so she basically calls Danielle a whore.
So you're a whore, basically.
Then she says it's my turn and says, "Never, I have ever hurt an innocent and kind girl to the point where she committed suicide." They look shocked, and Danielle gets up and leaves there, but Alexis stops her and says she should drink. While the clock is reaching 12 and the new year is starting, Alexis makes her strangely drink on the floor, pours the liquor bottle on her face, and then asks Chloe and Kayla to tie her to the chair as promised. A little later, while Danielle is shocked by what happened, Alexis says it's time for her to tell everyone the truth. When they found out she would go on TV, they thought about stopping her and not letting her do that. She says they won't let her pretend she is a kind little princess. Alexis calls her the fake queen of health, says that the world needs to understand this, and insults her, informing her that she is going to destroy her life. Alexis reveals that in the past, she always called Chloe fat, and it made her feel bad after a 2-year diet. Then she reminds her that she always called Kayla an ugly lesbian the way she treated her, and it had caused her not to leave the house until she was 24. Alexis then reveals that her and Danielle's behavior caused their good friend Kelsey to commit suicide and lose her. She tells Danielle angrily and crying that she used to torture Kelsey all the time and blames her because she told her that Kelsey is an ugly fat wretch who needs help and blames herself for listening to her words. Danielle does not accept, but Alexis tells her that your behavior is contagious in a way that affects all people. She says enough and wants to end such a terrible thing. She forces Danielle to confess her past on camera and how her behavior caused the death of their friend Kelsey. She starts talking and says it's time to confess her past sins. She talks about Kelsey, the girl who always comes home from school crying and is sorry for her loss but only blames herself for being unable to stop those incidents.
I said I didn't do anything to stop them. God.
Alexis gets angry and says that this is not a confession. She goes and brings some cosmetics along with a piece of mirror and starts to humiliate and make her face ugly. Danielle tries to calm her down with her words, but Alexis says you can't fool me anymore and cuts a part of her hair with a mirror. Kayla can't stand this scene and leaves there. She makes a video call with her girlfriend, Frankie, and informs her that her car has broken down. She says she probably won't be able to return tonight, but she will see her tomorrow and says goodbye. She explains to Alexis that they were only supposed to talk to her and convince her to confess. Still, Alexis believes she needs to be pushed a bit more for this, but Kayla doesn't seem to agree. On the other hand, in their absence, Danielle tries to convince Chloe with her words to open her hand and apologize to her for her past behavior. She explains to Chloe that Jessie is looking for a replacement for her in her program, and promises to introduce her if she helps her. She asks her to come to LA and stay with her for a while. And finally, she convinces her to open her hand. Alexis and Kayla come, and she threatens that she won't let her go unless she confesses what she did to Kelsey. In this case, Danielle, whose hands are no longer tied, attacks her, and they fight with each other. Chloe grabs Kayla to prevent her interference. In this fight, she knocks Alexis's head on the ground and faints. When she wakes up, it seems that Danielle and Chloe locked them in the steam room. Kayla blames Alexis for this happening. On the other hand, she doesn't want to miss out on seeing her girlfriend Frankie again because she knows she's going to die in the steam room. Her begging to open the door is futile. On the other hand, Danielle puts their phones in the drawer and asks Chloe to repeat these words. "Nothing can come between me and my desires." She tells her about her idea that they are going to lock them up there for a few hours, then call the police and tell them they were killed with a false story. Chloe says that she thought they would only scare them, not kill them, and Danielle agrees to just scare them. However, she worries that they will spread rumors on the internet when they come out, which may affect people's minds and their judgments about her. Kayla finds a bottle of liquor in the steam room. She manages to break the glass in the door with it, and as soon as Danielle hears the sound of breaking, she takes 2 knives and psychologically seduces Chloe to kill them. Kayla and Alexis run away, and after realizing that the house is locked, they try to escape through the garage door, but as soon as they raise the shutter, they see them with a knife in front of them. Alexis and Kayla hide in the closet in the upper room, and Danielle breaks the lock on the door so that there is no way for them to escape. Alexis tells Kayla that she needs to find her phone so she can call the police, so she leaves and begins a search to find it. Chloe repeats the words inspired by Danielle to herself, looks for them with a knife in her hand, and ironically goes to the room where Kayla is hiding. Kayla comes out of the closet and tries to calm her down and tells her that we shouldn't involve ourselves in the story of those two and suggests that they call the police immediately. But it seems that Danielle's words greatly impacted Chloe, making her think badly about Kayla and see her as an obstacle to her success. Suddenly, there is a fight in which Kayla is concussed and killed. The electricity in the house is cut again, and Chloe is in a chaotic situation. On the other hand, Alexis fails to find her phone and hears Danielle's voice calling her, then decides to find something to defend herself. She hides under the table and throws her to the ground with a surprise attack, but before she can escape, Danielle stabs her in the leg. When she goes to the upper room, she realizes that Kayla has been killed and cries a lot with sadness. Then she tries her luck to escape from the garage, but Danielle has already broken the lock on the door. She sits on the ground in a corner and covers her wound with a cloth. Danielle sees Chloe crying as she comes down the stairs and blames herself. She, who had mastered Chloe, hugs her and says, "I am proud of you, and I was impressed," and she tells her with the deception that this is how you can achieve your dreams. She asks her not to blame herself and keeps repeating this sentence to herself. "Nothing can come between me and my wishes." At that moment, the doorbell rings, and they realize that Kayla's girlfriend, Frankie, is behind the door, so Danielle makes a plan to kill her. Alexis hears this and tries to inform Frankie of this danger, but she does not understand. They open the door for her and act normally as if nothing happened. Alexis decides to take the knife before Chloe returns to get it, but it's too late. Finally, Chloe, who is utterly influenced and dominated by Danielle, plunges the knife into her back and kills her terribly. Alexis is forced to run to the upper room with sadness, fear, and crying, and Danielle praises Chloe for the terrible murder she committed and promises her that after tonight's happening is over, she will take her to LA with her. They both look for Alexis to kill her while she is tormented by the events that happened that night, but she suddenly decides to defend herself, takes a golf club, and leaves the room. She attacks them when she sees them climbing the stairs, and Daniela makes Chloe her victim. After hitting her head with a golf club, she falls down the stairs. The two of them fight, and she wounds Alexis's leg again with a knife, and Alexis escapes temporarily. Then, it becomes clear that Chloe has been killed. Alexis locks the door and tries to escape through the window but fails. Finally, Danielle enters the room and tries to get on her nerves with her words. After that, a fight begins between them. After a hard fight, Alexis repeats the sentences that Danielle used to impress her fans. She overcomes and throws her down from the window of the room, and finally, Danielle is killed by falling from a height. She looks at herself in the mirror, seems to have achieved her wish, and smiles. At the end of the movie, it becomes clear that she got out of this story by explaining the events of that night differently. Now, she is the one who replaced Daniel on Jesse's TV show, and in this show, she will show her fans how to prepare pepper spray so that they can defend themselves. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.